let's talk to you then.
Ah, Desmond, there you are. Can I ask a favor?
Maybe.
When this is all over, I'd like to try turning the dial back on the Animus. Like, all the way back. To the time of the first civilization.
You think it would work?
There was no real loss of fidelity when you visited Altair. Then again, that was about 1,000 years ago, and I'm looking at going back at least 70,000 more.
Sure, I'd be up for it. Be interesting to see what things were like back then.
Excellent. I think it would prove most enlightening. So this is how it started.
What are you up to?
Just brushing up on my American history. I say history. They certainly teach you strange things in the States.
Like what?
Well, for all the talk of this being a revolutionary war, it was a civil one. Well, not that kind of civil. I mean, there was no America versus Britain. It was Brit on Brit action. And you can clearly see how the whole thing got started. One war gave birth to the other.
You mean the 7 Years' War?
Exactly. Seems the Crown overspent in its attempt to keep the French out, wound up with a great deal of debt. Believing that the colonists should help to shoulder the burden, new taxes were created. It was a reasonable request, even if Parliament was rather, well, undiplomatic about it.
Well, it's not really fair to tax people for a war they didn't want any part of.
What? Didn't want any part of? Did you not notice George Washington with Edward Braddock? He was right there in the middle of it. So here you have the Crown spending who knows how much money to secure a place for the colonists to thrive, and then, when they ask for a little bit of help... Right, look, think of it this way. King George and the colonists, they all go out to dinner, right? And when the bill comes, George asks for them to kick in and pay their share. Fair enough. But keep in mind, he's been taking them out to dinner, gratis, for decades now. The colonists, oh no, they insist they only had a glass of water and a side salad. Never mind the table's full of half-eaten food and empty bottles of wine. Now when the king points this out, what do the colonists do? Oh, they flip the table over and they storm out the restaurant. Probably intending to return later and burn it down.
You left out the part where the king pointed a gun at the colonists and asked them to cover dinner for everyone in the restaurant.
Right, yeah, interesting take. If he pulled out a gun, and I'm not sure he did, it would only have been after the 100th failed attempt at getting them to pay their fair share.
But how do you define someone's fair share?
Oh, well, with a war, apparently. I wonder how many other places like this exist.
There are dozens of them, all over the world.
And somehow no one's ever found one before us.
I don't think that's true.
Oh?
When I was at Abstergo, Vidic talked about silencing discoveries made by non-Templars. And I'm sure Abstergo has dug up plenty.
The things they must know.
Regretting throwing in with us?
No. Just looking forward to when we can finally trounce those bastards so I can dive into their archives. Oh, I think I found a lead on another power source.
Where is it?
Later, Desmond. I'm in the middle of something very important right now. Just, that's a rule. Just follow that as a rule.
Okay, let's head back to the Animus.
Good luck, Desmond.
These are troubled times. The already uneasy alliance between the Crown and its subjects frays. And behind them both the Templars plot, pulling strings and moving pieces. History dictates they seek order through control. But how will they affect it here? Who supports them? And what conspiracies have they already spun? All these things I must determine. For only by knowing my enemy can I hope to stop them.
Kana, spare a moment.
Of course.
Have a look.
What is it?
The Xingbao, or rope dart if you prefer. One of the many plans given to us by Shao Yun to...
Sorry.
We'll have to work on this.
Kanandogo,
Yes, my friend.
what brings you here? Is the village all right?
For now.
What do you mean? What has happened?
Men came, claiming we had to leave. They said that the land was being sold, and that the Confederacy had consented. We sent an envoy, but they would not listen.
You must refuse!
We cannot oppose the Sachem, but you're right as well. We cannot give up our home.
Do you have a name? Do you know who is responsible?
He's called William Johnson.
Where is Johnson now?
In Boston, making preparations for the sale.
Sale! This is theft!
Kana, take care. These men are powerful.
What would you have me do? I made a promise to my people.
If you insist upon this course of action, seek out Sam Adams in Boston. He'll be able to help. What have you done?
When my people go to war, a hatchet is buried into a post to signify its start. When the threat is ended, the hatchet is removed.
You could have used a trick.
You messed up old man's house. That's not nice, Connor. Can I remove the hatchet? Okay, looks like I can't. Okay, I'm trading. Manage and prepare send your convoys to earn money. Okay, so I can make money. Stockpile. I'm gonna buy some stuff. Oh, bark. I'm gonna do some homestead mission, then I'll go back to the main.
Kana, it has occurred to me that the times we live in will be looked upon by future generations with a certain degree of scrutiny, no matter the outcome. With that in mind, I think it valuable to record the goings-on around the homestead. A true log of how people lived during this time of transition. Something to help color the portrait. What do you think?
When I find a moment, I will try.
Very good.
That's a good cause, I guess. Okay, gotta press L1. Wait, there's a horsey over there. Let's get the horsey. Let's get the horsey. Hey, doggy. Ah, it's a Mustang. Ah, can't take you. Bloody hell. What happened to you?
Bloody hell! Can you help me?
Yes, I think I can.
Are you all right?
What do you think? Oh,
How did this happen?
poachers in the woods. I asked them to leave. This was their answer.
Come on. We need to get that arm looked at.
What if the men who did this?
They can wait. Your wound cannot.
Oh
You'll be able to
god.
make it to the house.
I'm gonna lose the horse.
Yes,
Bloody
I
hell.
think the ball took only flesh.
And what is your name?
Miriam.
Do you live nearby?
I don't have a home per se. I took to the frontier when I was a young girl. I've made my life out here ever since. And living where the land makes it easiest.
Not a common choice for a woman of the colonies.
No, it's not. But truth be told, it was this, the convent or the brothels. I prefer the open air.
Kana, what are you doing?
Those poachers need to be stopped.
Saw the scabs from my hunting blind. Get to that and you shouldn't have any trouble finding them.
Use the rope dart if you can. Get familiar with it.
Rope dart. How can I use the rope dart? Oh yeah, I need a target. I should have taken a horsey. Horse. Wait, how do I do the... Woo! The rope darts are awesome. I'm gonna try to collect it, because I don't want to lose that thing. Get it. Oh, there are more?
William Johnston's opening up some of that Mohawk land, purchased for free hunts. Might be able to make a good haul up there. I hear tell lumbering would be allowed. What does he want with the territory if not the game and timber?
Take that. Kiss my ass. Bollocks. Ooh, that's 6 arrows. Oh yeah.
Hey! Where are you, fellas?
Shooting strangers in the forest, is that common hunting practice where you come from?
No! Spare me!
Go! Tell the friends you have left what happened here.
Thank you, Achilles.
You are most welcome.
Why did those men attack you?
It's no secret this land is full with game. I spotted the trespassers en route to request permission to hunt here myself, and suggested they do the same.
The bounty of the forest is not mine to give. It is your right to hunt on this land, but I would appreciate you trading your surplus with the others.
Very well. I accept.
Hey,
I
Mary.
usually do well in this perch.
Hey, hottie. She hot? Yeah, she'll
Good
certainly
morning,
look
hot.
hot. If she wears a sexy dress. Wait, how the hell am I supposed to do the... Yeah, the logbook. No, not there. Wait a minute. Private contracts, attack convoy, Fort Templars, hunting society. What else? What else? Frontiersman, Pegleg mission. Benedict Arnold mission, Harbor Master, Homestead mission. Nah, I'm looking for something else. Washington trainee. What about this? That's a fast travel. Let's go for that. Because Achilles told me to record history and stuff, so I'm gonna go do that. Let's see if I can get out something.